The Milwaukee Bucks and Miami Heat will be facing off in the first round of the 2021 NBA playoffs. Two powerhouse teams, both with something to prove, duking it out night after night. This series is going to have everything NBA fans love. You know, I wish we could get 10 games of this one. Unfortunately, though, 7-game series. In today's video, I'm previewing what we can expect and giving you my prediction for who will win it. Bucks and Heat, Heat and Bucks, deer versus a nasty sunburn, Milwaukee, the home of cheese, versus Miami, the home of plastic surgery. This is going to be a good one. So what can we expect from this 3-seed versus 6-seed matchup? Well, I'm going to break down every last detail. First, though, thanks for tuning in, everybody. This is Troy with the Half Court Report YouTube channel. Make sure you drop a like on this video. Really helps out, and it tells YouTube to show this content to more people. And if you haven't already, be sure you are subscribed so you never miss another NBA video. I've got new videos coming out several times a week and am previewing every single playoff matchup all the way through the NBA Finals. Let's begin by talking about the Milwaukee Bucks. Milwaukee, Algonquin for the good land. And yes, it is good indeed to be a Bucks fan right now. A fun team with lots of likable personalities, fun players to root for. And you know what? I think they have a legit shot of going all the way this year after coming up short the last couple seasons, after finishing with the league's best record and then failing to reach the finals the last 2 years. It is put up or shut up time for the Bucks. So let's go through this Bucks roster to see what the Heat are going to be going up against. And we're going to start off by talking about Jordan Nwora. No, just kidding. Let's, of course, talk about the Greek freak himself, Giannis Antetokounmpo, two-time MVP. This guy glides down the court like he is a deer, so fitting he plays for Milwaukee. He's basically unstoppable, going to the hoop. Still doesn't really scare you from deep, but he does everything else from scoring, rebounding, playmaking, and being a defensive menace. Joining him in the starting lineup is Jrue Holiday. Jrue is one of the best defensive guards in the league. I think one of the more underrated players, too. In his first year with the Bucks, he shot a career high from 3 and has been very efficient when he's on the floor. Definite upgrade from what Milwaukee had last year with Eric Bledsoe. I'm a big fan of Jrue Holiday. Then you have Kris Middleton. I think the last couple years, he was forced to play as more of a second option. I'm not totally convinced that's quite his game, though. I like him more as a number 3 on this team. He was so close to being a member of the 50-40-90 club this year. But all in all, the guy is an amazing shooter, brings the intangibles to the game. I wish he were a little bit more clutch, but he is the type of player you want to have in the trenches with you, especially in the playoffs. Rounding out the starters is Donte DiVincenzo at the other guard spot and Brook Lopez, the Stanford man, in the middle. I was hoping DiVincenzo would have a breakout season as a full-time starter, but you still got to love him and what he brings as a guy who can stretch the floor and knows his role on this team. Brook Lopez has completely reinvented his game over the last few years. He's now a stretch big who doesn't take it inside nearly as much as he used to. I like what he brings on the defensive end as well. Coming off the bench, you've got Jeff Teague, Bryn Forbes, Bobby Portis, Pat Connaughton, but the guy I'm excited to see in this playoff series is PJ Tucker. This is a guy who is playoff tested. He has more versatility and switchability to this Bucks team. I could stand to see him shoot it a little bit more, but I like how he's going to be matching up with the Miami big men. I'm excited to see how he fares. For the Bucks game plan, they're going to rely on getting up and down the floor and keeping a quick pace where they ranked second in the NBA this year. Miami, on the other hand, ranked 29th in pace. So let's talk about the Miami Heat. They're one of the most interesting stories of the NBA season. Remember, this was a team who made a surprise trip to the finals last year as a 5 seed. They came back this year with basically the same team, so naturally, fans were expecting big things from them again. Took a little longer than many of us thought, but the Heat did flip the switch around January and got back to their winning ways. They are now a 6 seed in the playoffs. Those winning ways continued into the end of the regular season, where they are now firing on all cylinders. Miami, as is usually the case, is the team no first-round opponent wants to see. They've got their full collection of players. Everybody's healthy. They are surging, and they are led by Jimmy Butler. He's the Heat's best player. He scores. He defends. He gets his teammates fired up. He's the heart and soul of this team. Then you've got Bam Adebayo, playing like an all-star. Maybe he should have been named one, or at the very least an injury replacement. That's for another video. But this dude is going to bring the defense. He's going to bring the hustle, playmaking from that center spot. No threes, but that's okay. You've got other guys who can fill you in there. For instance, Goran Dragic, I love his play. The Dragon, yeah, he's older now, but he's still very effective. He's a steady presence, scoring, assisting, another guy who can stroke it from deep from that guard spot. Trevor Ariza came over in that midseason trade from the Thunder. He's also doing well for Miami. He's a bulldog who hits the three. He'll need to do it consistently versus the Bucks, though. Duncan Robinson is a guy who most folks didn't see amounting to anything, but the Heat said, you know what? We're going to turn you into the best bargain contract in the league and turn you into a legit NBA player. Yet again, another guy who can shoot it from deep. 85% of Robinson's shots come from behind the arc. Then you've got Andre Iguodala, Tyler Hero. They're coming in off the bench. This bench is so deep. Iggy might still have a little bit of something left in the tank. He's a guy you can throw on the Bucks stars. He's another playoff championship-tested veteran. Then with Hero, when he has his head right, he looks like the best player on the court. We all remember him from the playoffs last year. Maybe he'll show us a repeat of that. Then you've got other guys in Dwayne Dedmon, Precious Achiuwa, Kendrick Nunn, all solid contributors who can bring something different to this Heat team. So when this Miami team is on, they are a force with offense, defense, inside scoring, outside scoring. One of the best coaches in the league in Eric Spoelstra. So can they do what many think is the impossible and upset the Milwaukee Bucks? Miami, if you'll remember, dropped 2 of the 3 games to the Bucks this season, but Jimmy Butler didn't play in any of those games, so it's difficult to get an accurate picture of the matchup from past games. Miami will rely on their veteran presence to win this series. They're also going in with the mindset that, hey, we've beaten Milwaukee already in the playoffs, so we're going to do it yet again. The potential for an upset is there, but I personally haven't seen enough from this version of Miami to predict another upset against a team that remains a title contender and has been preparing for this series for 5 months. My prediction is that the Bucks win the series in 7 games. Guys, let me know in the comments who you have winning this series between the Miami Heat and the Milwaukee Bucks. Milwaukee, Algonquin for the good land. Who's going to win it? Drop your predictions down below. If you've enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like to help support the channel. And make sure you are subscribed for new NBA videos several times a week. My name is Troy. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time on the Half Court Report.